guys, what's up? It's your girl AkiyaTiffany. Before I start, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Period. Just do it. But anyways, I was gone for like what, a month. I was gone for a couple of weeks. I was on vacation. I went back to work because I definitely do a 9 to 5, handling some stuff for my business. You know, I'm a new, small, Black-owned business owner, entrepreneur, whatever you want to call it. And then just taking some me time, just spending some time by myself, some time to myself, me and God, and just trying to like relax and unwind. But I'm back at it. Hopefully I will stay consistent as I was doing before, but I'm not going to be too hard on myself because I am new to this YouTube world, so it's okay. But anyways, let's get into it. So Miami Carnival 2021, right? How was it? It was amazing. It was lit. It was bomb, fun, whatever you want to call it. It was a vibe for sure. It had its pros and cons, at least for me. Can't speak for everybody else because, you know, it all depends on what band you were in and what section you were in and just the type of people you had around you, you know, because it's kind of like just anything else in life is what you make it. So as far as my costume, I'll jump straight into it because I know there was a bunch of people with some horrible rundown costumes. I loved my costume. It was so beautiful. It did once again have pros and cons, but the pros definitely outweighed the cons. Like, I loved my costume. Once again, my band was Ramajay Mass. I played with them a couple of times, and I feel when it comes to costume wise, I'm never disappointed. My section, however, was their first time playing with Ramajay Mass, but I chose to gamble and try it, and that section is called Mirage Mass. They're actually their own band in California. And I believe they win like Band of the Year every year in Cali. But it was pretty good. It wasn't my normal Ramajay experience, but it wasn't horrible. There were some hiccups, but they definitely made up for it because that's what good customer service is all about. And they showed and proved like, hey, we know what good customer service is and we could make up for our mistakes in X, Y, and Z. So shout outs to Mirage Mass. I definitely do recommend them. I definitely will play with them again. So I feel like if I'll play with you again, that's a good thing. So first let's talk about costume pickup. So costume pickup had more cons than pros. The only pro is me being happy, generally speaking, with my costume. But oh my gosh, like it was a super long wait. I mean, a long wait, you know, a long line at night in Canarsie or wherever it was, waiting mad long. And mind you, it wasn't like the entire band was picking up. It was only like 3 or 4 sections out of like 15. So I kind of felt like there was no excuse. And on top of that, like I said, I played with Ramajay Mass a couple times and I never had an issue with a long wait. I'm so used to like just going there. They take down my name. They make me, you know, sign whatever I got to sign. They go over everything with me. They take out each piece with me, but it wasn't that bad this time. The wait was definitely long. But in Ramajay's defense, it could have been because of my section. Just keeping it real, you know, I will never know because this is my first time playing with Ramajay and it wasn't an in-house section. It was a section that was out of house, meaning it was basically like a partnership, which Ramajay does. I just usually don't do a section like that. I usually do a section straight from Ramajay. But yeah, so it was a long wait and it could have been way better organized. Like I had some friends that were there before, you know, some of the other people in my group, and they just had a horrible experience. Their experience was worse than ours. It looked like, I guess, maybe the costumes weren't ready in time when they told people to be there at a certain time to pick it up. I don't know, but they had them going into one part of the mass camp. They're coming out to collect tickets in another part. And like every time you had to go somewhere else, there was a long wait for it. I will admit, once I got in there, my process wasn't as long. Once I got in there, it looked like they had got everything in order by that time. So lucky me. Sometimes I guess it pays to not be there on time, especially when dealing with Caribbean people, because they just don't know time. You're right. It is what it is. And if you're Caribbean, don't get offended. My family is from the islands. Just a little joke, nothing serious. Black people, Caribbean people, we don't know time. Color folk time. But anyways. So other than long wait, could have been better organized. The process was super long, as I said. And then the attitudes, once again, like if you did watch my other video talking about just like the basics of Carnival and stuff and the tips, Carnival has a bad culture where not every band, but a lot of bands or a lot of sections, because sometimes it's not the band and it's just the section, the attitude is gross. And it's literally like a guilty conscience thing. Like, they were just so defensive when I went in, you know, and like, for example, when I walked in and not all of them, some of the people in the section had nice attitudes and they were pleasant, but then some people in the section had horrible attitudes and was not pleasant whatsoever, you know. And what I will say though is that even with the bad attitudes, they worked with me for the most part. So when I first walked in, the first thing was already a big mistake. They tried to give me, I'm a 34C bra. I know guys probably don't know the difference if you're watching this, but girls, y'all know bra sizes, right? I'm a 34C. They try to give me a 34 double D bra. And I didn't even need the size. I looked at the bra and the bra was the size of my head. And I got a big old head, okay? I got a big soccer ball head. The bra was the size of my head. And I looked at the bra and I said, that's not my bra. And they're looking shocked like, huh? Like, you know, they kind of defensive, like, oh my God, here we go. I'm like, no, like, no shade, but that's not my bra. Like, that's not my size. So then they try to play me and take me for a fool or something, like, as if I'm a first-time masquerader. You know, one of the ladies spoke up and was like, oh, it's a wire bra, so it looks bigger than what it is, but, you know, you got to mold it to your breasts and, you know, it's got to fit right. I said, no. I'm not a first-time masquerader. I've been playing Carnival for years. That ain't my bra size. I said, I'm consistently always the same bra size. I said, I do wire bra, frontline body wear every year. I know my bra size and I know how my bra is supposed to look. I said, on top of that, I worked in the leading lingerie company in the world, Victoria's Secret, for like 6 years. I was like, that's not my bra size. I know breasts and I know size. Like, that ain't it. So finally, when I say all of that, the designer was there, and I guess the designer overheard the conversation that the lady and I was having, and he told me, he's like, what's your bra size? I said 34C. He was like, that definitely isn't her bra. So thank God the designer was there. He kind of made it, you know, smooth and easy. And he switched out the bra. He was like, this is your bra. And literally, as soon as I seen it, I'm like, yes, that is my bra size. Like, I was cool. So then after that, I'm already like, okay, I already get Carnival anxiety because I'm so used to people doing bad service and mixing up and making mistakes. And, you know, so now I'm like, okay, you already try to force me to take a freaking wire bra the size of my big ass head. So I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna have to make sure I thoroughly check everything before I left, which I always do, but it was so packing different, the experience. I could have easily been like, I'm gonna just leave this time. But no, I definitely made sure to check everything after that. And it's funny because, sidebar, I was telling my friends that were already there earlier, like, yo, because, well, basically when me and my friend came, the other two people in our group, they left. And I was like, yo, before y'all leave, make sure y'all costumes good because y'all don't want no mistakes. And they didn't listen, and their costumes was not on point. So that's why, guys, I always stress, before you leave your mask camp, make sure every detail in your costume is to your liking. You know, even if it's something that you feel, okay, it's not perfect, but I could work with it. Just so you know what you're getting into beforehand. But yeah, so back to what I was saying. After the whole bra incident, they gave me my other pieces, and I was like, I went aside to another table because I was like, I'm not leaving this mask camp till I check every piece thoroughly because they already tried to screw me over. I get it. Maybe it wasn't intentional, but they tried to screw me over and force me to take a wire bra that was way too big. And I don't know if for people that never play masks before or never did a wire bra before, you don't want to mess with a wire bra when it comes to sizing because your whole breast is going to be out. It's not like a regular Carnival, you know, bra, push-up bra where you could stuff something inside or no, like if your wire bra is too big, that's it. It's a wrap. You're revealing yourself and nobody's trying to be out there skink and literally naked exposing nipple. Like you're already in a revealing costume. That's already bad enough. Like, so anyways, it was going to be a big deal if I went home and didn't check my bra size and speak up for myself. But next thing you know, they give me my bra and like no wrapping. I'm used to when I get my costume, everything comes like, you know, in a bag wrapped up because, you know, there's pretty jewels all over it. Like they just gave me my bra in my hand. It was like really weird. I wasn't used to that. So I asked for another bag to put my bra in. They're like, oh, we don't have any. I'm like, you don't have a plastic bag or anything? They're like, no. I'm like, all right, give me one of those costume bags. I'll pay for it. How much you want? And they look so shocked. They were like, you'll pay for it? I'm like, yeah, like you're not going to turn down money and you're giving me pieces not in a bag and I need something to protect it while I go home. So How much do you want? So she was like, you know what? I'll just give it to you for free. Cool. So she gave it to me for free. So I step aside to check all my pieces. And my friend that's with me, she's checking her pieces as well because it's her first time playing. But she's like, look, I ain't playing. Whatever Kia do, I'm going to do because I know Kia don't play. She listened. So we're checking our pieces. And I noticed like on my collar shoulder piece, like if you see my last video, you'll see what my costume was. The part that go around like my neck and shoulder, it was like missing like, you know, like basically one side had like 6 diamond fringes and the other side had like 4 diamond fringes. It's not even. You know, and I know y'all like, that don't sound like a big deal, but it is a big deal. When you're paying almost $600 for a custom costume, you expect to get your money worth, and it's supposed to be perfect, especially frontline. They put so much emphasis and glam behind frontline. Like, it needs to be perfect, or at least close to it, you know? So I point that out to them, and the lady that's helping me, she legit shrugs her shoulders, looks down at it, says, they're all like that. And I'm like, no, they're not. Like, that's not how the model one is. My friends isn't like that. Everybody is fine, but y'all messed up on mine, so I need to switch it out. Oh, but there's no more. I'm like, okay, well, you're going to have to do something. There got to be more because I see more frontline bras, so I'm pretty sure more people coming. Yeah, but the rest are in the truck, and we're not unloading that one today. Like, this is it. I don't know. I feel like they were lying. They claimed they weren't, but I'm like, whatever. So I was like, all right, I'm going to come back tomorrow then to switch it out. And you could tell they were shocked because they were just trying to shoo me away and get me to just be like, oh, okay, cool, and just shut up and leave. No, like, I got all the time. I'm on PTO for like a whole month. I have more than enough time to come back to the mass camp and get what I pay for. So when I say that, she's like, okay, well, give me your shoulder piece that you have now, and then you could come back and get the other one the next day. And I'm like, no, because God forbid I give you this shoulder piece and I come back to get the new one and y'all don't have it. Now I'm out of a shoulder piece, period. Like, let me keep this. I'll come back tomorrow. And if you have what I need, we could just switch it out. She's like, no. So she want to keep the shoulder piece they gave me today. And then they want to like, just let me go home without it. I was like, y'all don't understand. Like, this is crazy. And she was like, no, baby, we like, you could tell after she saw like the letdown and disappointment in my tone of my voice and like my facial expression and my body language, you could tell they kind of fell back. And she was like, no, we do understand. We do. And I'm like, no, y'all don't. But I'm like, anyways, whatever. So I go back to checking over all my other pieces, and y'all, everything is glued together. Like, when I say glued together, everything like glued together. Like, you really have to take your time and pull apart every string. Like, once again, if you go on my Instagram or you go on my last video, you're going to see my costume and see how when you put on your costume and it's a fancy frontline costume, it comes with a lot of strings because everything is legit being tied onto your body. And when I tell you every fringe, everything, every string was glued. Like, you could tell when they made the costume with the hot glue gun, they didn't let it sit out long enough to dry. That's the problem. You could tell that's what the issue was. And everything was stuck together. But me knowing what to do and just taking my stuff serious and not wanting drama, just wanting to enjoy my time. We already invested money in our hotel, our flight, like, you know, vacation time already booked. I'm just like, yo, let me just stay here, take my time and pull everything apart. And y'all, I was in it for like an hour, legit an hour, pulling everything apart, going over everything to make sure everything good. And while I was doing that, they were looking on the side, like my section, they were looking on the side kind of like grilling me like, who does bitch think she is? What she thinks she doing? Why is she still here? Because I was the only person that did it. But that's because I don't play and I knew what I was doing. Now, one of the people, they kind of respected it. The one guy, he was real nice and he would just crack jokes with me to make sure I was good. Then the other guy, you could tell he was kind of, I don't know, it seemed like he was kind of intimidated or curious as to what's going on. But he would come over and like when he see me looking at a piece, he'll like explain, oh, well, that's for this part. When you put it on, you know, he was trying to give service. He was trying to make sure low key that I was good and satisfied. But the two ladies, they was just like me mugging me like, this bitch need to leave, like big mad. But anyways, and lo and behold, my friend's going through hers. We both have front line. They give this girl a backline panty, which in other terms for people that don't play mass, basically backline panty or more basic panty. But you pay extra money for that fancy panty. So we like, you gave her a backline panty and she's frontline. So they switch it out, cool. But once again, the point is, we're glad that they switched it out, but that's why it's important to go over your costume before you leave the mass camp. Don't give a damn about their attitude, their grills, them kissing their teeth, whatever. They can huff and puff till the wheels fall off. Go over your stuff and make sure you're getting your money's worth because you're the customer, period. But anyway, so they switched out her panty. So it looked like everything else is good. But then I get to my headpiece, which is the most important part. Like, it's the crown. It's beautiful. It's the reason why we all got our costume. First, they give me my headpiece with no bag. They just wrap it up in a bubble wrap. And they say, oh, it can't go in a bag. If it go in a bag, it's going to break. Which means it's a cheaply made headpiece. So I'm like, nah, I'm traveling back to, like, you know, my part of Brooklyn from Canarsie. And I'm like, I'm not carrying this in my hand. Like, I need a bag. So they gave me the second bag, but they felt like, oh, it'll still break the headpiece. So I just took another plastic bag I saw from another section's table and I put it in there. But anyways, before I even put my headpiece away, I noticed that soon as you pick up my headpiece, stones were already falling off. That is not okay. So I was like, I'm sorry, I need another headpiece. And they were looking at me like I was the devil. They're like, yo, this bitch go make us lose our jobs today. Like, but mind you, I'm not getting at them disrespectful. I'm speaking to them in the same tone that I'm speaking to you guys right now. Very calm, very mannerful. I'm just like, hey, I need another headpiece because everything's falling off on this already. So she takes the headpiece with that. Like, she was like, you need what? Like, you know, screw face. And I'm like, I need another headpiece. The stones are falling off already. If I'm just picking it up and it's falling off, that's not acceptable. I need another headpiece. So she kind of like screw her face and she take my headpiece. She switch it out. My friend's like, there's another stone falling off on the second one you gave her. And it's the same exact stones that was falling off on the previous one, like in the same place. So it's kind of weird. So she get upset again. She switch it out again. The next time, the third one is good. The third one has no problem. So I'm like, thank you. Because I'm the type, even if you're giving me bullshit service, like, if you still do what I need and what I expect, just me being the bigger person and having class, I'm still going to tell you thank you. So I was like, thank you. Next thing you know, my fried headpiece breaking apart too. So they had to switch hers out as well. I think like twice as well. But yeah. So after that, we picked up our Jouvert pieces. We picked up our tickets, our cups for our liquor, everything. Next thing you know, we were out. But yeah, y'all. That's why it is very, very important. Check your costume before you leave that mass camp. They're going to grill you. They're going to have an attitude. They're going to be stink. It don't matter. Do what you have to do to make sure you got your money's worth, period. Like, it is what it is. That's why it's also important to speak up and stand your ground. They're going to try to push over the ones they could push over, period. They're going to try to take advantage of the ones they could take advantage of. But if you're one of them strong ones and you're firm, they got no choice but to respect your shit because you're a paying customer, period. That's the right thing to do. So, yeah. But anyways, moving on. So after that horrific experience in the mass camp, my section leader actually made up for her section's mistakes. You know, she was seeking feedback, which is awesome. You know, when you're a business owner or you own a business or anything, seeking constructive criticism is amazing. And that showed a sense of pride, like, you know, not having pride, you know. She basically took a poll asking about, you know, whether we were satisfied or not of our customer service. And you know me, I'm blunt and honest. I checked no. And she seen that I checked no. And she went out of her way to message me. And she said, hey, I would like to know why you checked no. She was very respectful. And I was very respectful back. I thanked her for even seeking my opinion and my feedback. And I let her know that I was okay with the mistakes because that's life, you know. And what matters is you owning up to it, taking ownership and fixing it. And, you know, that's what I appreciate because mistakes are going to happen anywhere in life with anyone. So long story short, she was able to make up for her mistakes, period. I don't even have to discuss everything we discussed, but I told her everything that I felt was wrong, that I knew was wrong, and she apologized sincerely and she made up for her mistakes, and I could really appreciate that. So after that, I did have to, like I said, only had to glue on like maybe 4 stones. I did have to redo my headpiece. Unfortunately, the headpiece, even though I was able to swap it out to the ones that had all the stones on it, the front part was not made right and it didn't fit the head right. However, I was able to do what I do and work my magic and make everything fit right. Because that's just what I do because I don't play with Carnival. But yeah, so that worked out. And then that's pretty much it as far as the costume aspect. I know there was a lot of people in other sections and other bands. They had to call the bank and, you know, request that refund, the chargebacks, and rightfully so. You know, there was a lot of band owners and section owners getting offended because some customers were doing chargebacks. Don't get me wrong, you got those few crusty bums that's just trying to get a free costume and just trying to get their money back. That's stealing, granted. But majority of them people, no. So all y'all section leaders and band leaders, y'all gave them some bullshit ass costumes, and that's why they did their chargebacks, and they deserve all their money back, period, or at least partial. Like, y'all gotta remember, we spent all this money for our hotel, our flight, to get our nails did, our hair did, waxes, any type of beauty thing, shopping. We did all this literally just for the purpose of Carnival. That's why we came down to Miami. It's called Miami Carnival weekend. Like, that's why we came down. If y'all gave them bullshit costumes, or y'all had parts that was missing, y'all promised them something that they didn't get, they deserve their money back or their partial refund back. So all those, you know, mass bands and section leaders that's really, y'all doing too much of this, but y'all not paying for it. Like, this is a customer service business. It is. And don't get it twisted. We're not your little cousin. We're not your little friend. They gave you over $1,000 for an ultra premium frontline costume, and you ain't give them their back piece. They deserve partial refund. You ain't give them their leg piece, their arm piece, their head piece, whatever, something's missing. They deserve their partial refund or full refund. It is what it is. And that's what I like about my section of my band, because this isn't the first year where mistakes happened with Ramajay in Miami. And I remember that first year, they offered my friends a refund because some of my friends, they were about to not have their costume. Like, we had to go through war for them to get their costumes. But that owner or whatever, one of the sisters, she called me and she offered my friends a full refund. And she said, you could still jump up with the band because this is why y'all came down. And she said, if you guys don't want the refund, I'll let y'all switch out your costume for another costume of your choice that will fit y'all bodies. That's proper customer service. Even this year, I had to hiccup with my section. When my section leader contacted me, she was like, look, I could give you a full refund and you could go to another section. I ain't gonna lie, it sounded kind of snappy, but at least she gave me an option. I mean, she kind of didn't have an option because if I wanted to do a chargeback, I could, but I'm not that type of person. But at least she gave me an option to where I didn't have to be catty, you know? And then when I told her, no, I don't want a refund, because, you know, I have other friends that I made sign up for this section as well. I'm not going to leave them by themselves. You know, I could do partial refund, like, you know, and I didn't even do partial refund. We came up with another thing instead that worked out, and it didn't even work out the way I intended it. But the fact that she agreed to it, I appreciate that type of customer service. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. Carnival bands, get your shit together. Stop taking people money and not giving them their costume. Stop taking people money and not giving them their backpack or pieces of their costume or giving them the wrong size. Like, stop doing that. That's called stealing. You're talking about people doing chargebacks of stealing? What you're doing is stealing too. So get it together. But anyway, sorry, y'all. I'm just real passionate about that because I see it too much and I know how it feels. So I don't like how they trying to bully people and talk about old people stealing money because they doing chargebacks. No, majority of those people deserve their chargebacks. But anyways, the next thing was Jouvert. Jouvert was at a different location. It was at the location that we always have Carnival. It wasn't at the location that we usually have Jouvert. And Carnival and Jouvert are usually at two different parks. So that was a little different. It was still fun, but it wasn't what we were used to. So it kind of made it a con, but not a big deal. It took forever for our trucks to pull out at Jouvert. Carnival Day, they were on time, but for Jouvert, it took them forever to pull out. And then our food wasn't even there on time. So once again, Ramajay's making that mistake of serving liquor before we get our food. And I get it because the party got to go on. So people got to want their liquor because that's what they pay for, but they don't have our food, you know, so it's crazy. Me, just like that other year in Miami, I had to go to another band. Shout outs to Dingole. Whoever was in sponsorship or partnership with Dingole, it was good food. I had doubles, I had fish cakes, I had fruit. Like, the lady was so nice. She gave me bread. It was good. It was like, you know, good food, good home cooked food. And I went to her just like, can I please pay you for some food? Because my band doesn't have any food and they're serving us liquor. It's how we didn't eat because we were expecting to get our food. And, you know, at first she was like, oh, I can't because I'm for a different band. I could only give to my band. And I was like, you know, you pleasant, have your manners, your little charm. I'm like, miss, please, I'll give you whatever you want. How much do you want? She only charged me $5 and she gave some to my friend as well. And I went back to just thank her. And that's when she was like, would you like some fruit? And I was like, yes, thank you. So she gave me and my friends some fruit as well. She was so sweet. So shout out to Dingole Mas. Their DJs are always lit. And their service is great as well. I definitely wouldn't mind doing Dingole Mass one year, you know, giving it a try. So another issue was that sometimes in Carnival, and it's happened to me before when I was with Gen X, you know, the band or the section forget to give you something that's supposed to be a part of your package. So there are some people that, you know, it wasn't common, it wasn't a lot, but there's gonna be those few people that probably didn't, you know, get a liquor cup. Like, for example, my friend didn't have her liquor cup, but she had her wristband. And all that's supposed to matter with Carnival, for Carnival Day or Juve Day, is that I have my wristband, and that's how you know I'm a part of your band, and that you need to give me some liquor, water, or food. When my friend tried to get her liquor, they were like, nah, where's your cup? But you see that she has a wristband. Stop playing stupid. So I was like, yo, they didn't put her cup in her bag. Like, what you want her to do? She paid for that money. Y'all got to give her liquor. So, you know, they were trying to quarrel at first, but they finally listened, and they filled her cup with, they filled the bottle. She had a water bottle. They filled it with liquor. Once again, another example of standing firm and speaking up for yourself. Get your money's worth. Do not let them run over on you. But, so that was that. Food, it was good when it came. I liked it. But it came like an hour into Juve. Like, and I mean, like, when we actually pulled out, because we was already there for a long time before the truck pulled out. And then the one thing that I didn't like about the staff that day was that at the end of Juve, my friend was like, I'm really dehydrated. She looked like she wanted to pass out. She's like, I need something to drink. So we see our band truck. We go over. She's like, polite, sir, may I please have some water? He's ignoring her, and I know he hears her. The music is off now. He's like stacking up stuff. Like, you could tell he's trying to like clean up, but Juve had just ended. You know, it's not like, oh, we were doing our own thing for hours and then we finally found our truck and walked up. No, Juve had just ended. And even if you don't want to give her something, show her some respect. That's a lady and that's a human being. Acknowledge her like she's talking to you. But anyway, she's trying to, like, you know, sir, can I please? He's just ignoring. To the point where he picking up boxes. He's so rude and out of order, his ugly self. He takes a box and he, like, throws it in, like, this big puddle of water. And the water almost got on us. So now I'm like, oh, he wilding. I said, what you want? She told me, I was like, I don't see no water, but you want some orange juice? She was like, yeah, I took a bottle myself and gave it to her. Then she was like, you want one? At first I was like, no. But I'm like, you know what the hell? Why not? Their service kind of slack. They give a nasty attitude. They almost got us wet. It is hot. Let me hydrate myself. So I take one for myself. Another lady that I guess is staff, not even guess, she's staff and part of Ramajay. She looks at me kind of like, with an attitude. So I was like, oh no, don't worry, I'm part of the band. Like, I show her my wristband, my cup. She was like, oh, I know, I see you're part of the band, but get teeth in. Basically saying I'm stealing. I'm like, how am I stealing if I paid for this? My package comes with unlimited drinks and liquor and food. Like, I'm not stealing anything. Like, you know, so now all of a sudden the man hears us and he jumps in with his, you know, co-worker or whatever, staff member. He like, yeah, she teething. I'm not teething nothing. You owe me that. Like, I paid for it and I'm dehydrated. We're about to pass out. What you want? A lawsuit from us passing out of Miami or giving me a small little bottle of orange juice? Like, you got to choose your battles wisely just because you're so angry in life. Like, I don't know. Some of the staff members could be stink. And that's one thing I do have to say about Ramajay. Some of the staff members need to get it together with the attitude. I get it. Y'all probably done dealt with some gross people for the day. It comes with the territory. Don't sign up for the job if you can't do it, period. You know, that's like a doctor. Don't sign up to be a doctor if you got a weak stomach and you can't look at blood. Like, come on now. It just is what it is. So no excuses. They got to fix their customer service low key, high key. But yeah, so that was another thing that I didn't like about Juve. So here comes the big boom. So after Juve, it's Carnival Day. Our happiest moment ever. Carnival Day, we're beautiful. We look great. Sidebar, I don't know if you noticed on my last Carnival video, I definitely said always make sure you take pictures before you leave your hotel or house or wherever you're at, your B&B, because you never know if something's going to happen and then you don't have no pretty pictures. And I didn't even get to take great pictures before I left because we were rushing because it took us a long time to get dressed because our body wear, it was extra. It was a lot. So it took us a long time to get dressed, but I was able to get some decent pictures and I'm so glad I did because Carnival Day, not only did it rain, but y'all, that was the worst Carnival experience I ever had. And it was still good. But out of all my carnival experiences, that was the worst carnival experience I ever had. Basically, y'all, we had to hop a gate like a vagabond to get into carnival. And it was nobody's fault per se, to be honest. It's just that most people knew where to go carnival day, but half of us were confused. Like, we know the normal entrance that we go to every year, but because Jouvert was in the carnival location this year, a lot of us assumed that we got to walk in the same entrance that we walked in Jouvert day. We thought maybe a lot of things changed this year because of, the C word, which is Jouvert locations, us all having to get tested before we go down and show that we're negative. There were people, they legit, there was tents set up checking to make sure we did take it. There were on-site ones to do rapids for people that weren't able to get it done in time, or people that did do it, but their pharmacy didn't give them their results in time. Like, it was really crazy and different. So, monkey see, monkey do. We see a bunch of masqueraders going in that way. We assume like, oh, the entrance must be the same as yesterday. I guess it changed this year because of everything that's going on. Cool. Y'all, we were so far away from where the masqueraders were supposed to enter, which is the normal one that we usually do in the previous years. And it was bad. We tried to find people to drive us and pay them, but they was trying to go, to the spectators entrance. Spectators meaning like the people that's not playing mass and they just in their own little part having fun and waiting for us, the masqueraders, to come to that side. Like, it was impossible. We couldn't walk. It was way too far. I wasn't going home because I paid all this money to come down and, celebrate my birthday and stuff and just have fun. Like, I was like, there's no way I'm going home, but I'm not walking. So I wanted us to get an Uber, but some of the people with me wasn't down with that. They felt that getting an Uber would take too long. So as we're walking, we see somebody right outside of the carnival route on the other side of the gate, the side that we're on. There's empty trash cans. The trash cans are clean. It's not like these dirty trash cans in New York, This is a stadium trash can that hardly gets used. It's in a parking lot too. It's empty and clean because nobody's on that side. So we see some masqueraders from other bands. They take those trash cans, flip it upside down, and they step on it and hop over the gate. And we're like, yo, that's not a bad idea. I'm with it. Let's go. Because at this point, time is ticking and we're trying to enjoy ourselves. Like, we already knew our band pulled out, but we knew that they didn't cross that part that we were at yet, only because we know our route from going every year. So next thing you know, we hop over the gate. We got into it with one of the like park members because they were trying to tell us to hop over the gate, but we're like, you're wildin'. We paid all this money. After a while, we convinced her to help us hop over the gate. And thank God she was there to help because I probably was going to bust my ass and hurt myself. But yeah, so we hop over the gate looking like we don't belong there, even though we do. And I already had the plan. Like, I told my friends, I was like, y'all, like, when we see our band, we're just going to go get food and drinks. I was like, we're not going to stay with them though, because we want to enjoy our entire carnival. Like, like our band already pulled out. So there's nothing we could do about that. So, I'm just like, yo, we go stop to get our food and drinks and keep it pushing. We'll pull out with Freaks because we knew Freaks was going last because Freaks had a lot of problems this year, but the DJ is good. Or we go do Gen X because Gen X is lit. And we know they didn't pull out yet, or One Island. It was out of those three. So we get our food, get our liquor. Everything went as planned. The food was actually good. And then we was going to go with Gen X because Gen X is, like, to me, the best DJ, period, in Carnival. But this year Carnival was so packed because y'all gotta remember this is the first Carnival in 2 years and the only Carnival for that matter. So it was just a lot more people than usual. And it was still fun, but I kind of like it the other way, which is still a lot of people. But imagine if we usually always have a lot of people, and then this time it was a lot of people, just imagine how packed it was. So we ended up not doing Gen X this year. I guess also because people haven't been doing Carnival for so long, everybody wanted to do back pieces. And I mean, ultra frontline back pieces. And Gen X just had a lot of that this year. So I was like, yeah, girl, Gen X looking too ram, too packed. I don't think we're going to do it. And she agreed. She was like, yeah, we could just do Freaks. Because Freaks was pulling out last, baby. And Freaks, the staff, everybody was really nice. Like, I don't know. It seemed like Freaks and Ramajay switched places. I don't know. But everybody in Freaks was nice. There was even like, there's guys there. If you look good and you flirt with them the right way, they'll give you what you need. And I've done off all my liquor from Ramajay and You know, a guy from Freeze, he got me some more liquor, so I was able to enjoy myself because I'm a lightweight. I don't need too much, so I had enough drinks to hold me down. They were very welcoming and embracing. They could obviously see that we're not part of their band. Some people couldn't tell because, you know, it is what it is. There's a lot of us, but there were some people they could tell like, oh, they're not part of our band. And our cups say Ramajay, but they was really nice showing us love. But my only issue I had with Freaks Mass, this is not safe. You guys have to stop throwing things on and off the truck. And for anybody that's not used to Carnival, the trucks that they use for the music are like these tall 40-foot trucks, right? They're tall. And a lot of the people that's part of like the DJ entourage and the staff members, they go on top of the trucks. They be chilling and stuff, right? Cool. I don't know why they thought this was smart, but people was legit getting hit in their head, including myself, because people were throwing things off the truck like they're retarded, like they're stupid. Please forgive me for saying that word, retarded. I don't mean it in that way, but yeah. And one guy threw a popsicle down and it hit my head, and I look up with a stink attitude, stink face, because I'm ready to fight at that point. And he's looking at me smiling like, yes, take the popsicle. Like he wants me to have a popsicle. I don't know if that was his way of being nice and saying that I look good, but it's like, no, don't throw no popsicle at me. I didn't ask for the popsicle. Cool. So somebody else is like, shit, I'll take it. They took it. Cool. Next thing you know, y'all, I lie to you not. All I feel is a big boom right here in the back of my head. Y'all, it is a beer can. A whole beer can, unopened. I literally felt the liquid and everything ricochet against my head, okay? Mind you, I have my thick braids on under this damn wig. You know, the Meek Millies are popping under the wig. And through the braids and everything, I felt everything. It was like, thank God I had those Meek Millies, because if I didn't, I probably would have been injured. Because it really did hurt, I'm not gonna lie. But after a while, like, it went away. You know, you're a little bit under the liquor influence, so you know things not gonna get to you as bad, but it did go away. But I could have sued Freak Mass. I could have got a nice Jewish lawyer from New York and sued the shit out of them. And I wasn't the only person to get hit. So it's like, freaks, y'all gotta be careful. Y'all gotta make a rule. It's common sense. It's sad that you guys I gotta say this, but y'all gotta make a rule. No throwing anything off the truck or onto the truck. Like, my whole years of playing mass, I've never experienced that before. Never. Like, freaks, they're just so damn ghetto, low-key. Like, they are the band with the most vibes. Well, second band, because I honestly feel like Gen X is the band with the most vibes. But they second place, and you know, it's a situation, it's fun, but yo, they tacky, they ghetto, I'm not gonna lie, and they gotta get it together. But the staff members are nice, I would definitely say that. So I didn't get to cross the stage this year because I didn't jump up with my band, because I wanted my full Carnival party time and experience, and I wanted my friends to experience the full thing of Carnival. But we still had a blast. We still enjoyed ourselves, and we crossed the stage, but with the trucks. So we went like behind the stage, and it was cool because I got to see for the first time how it looks with masqueraders crossing the stage from a spectator's view, like, you know, a bystander, and it was really beautiful. So I took advantage of that. But trust me, crossing the stage, it's euphoric. It feels so good, but it was really nice. It was a good feeling to actually see it, because I'm a true lover of Carnival, and I love the confetti and the energy and the lights and the music, seeing the joy in people's faces when they cross the stage. Like, I love all of that. So it was real cool to witness that. And then after that, pretty much, it was time to go home. It was harder this year to catch Ubers. Like, usually every year I go, my friends and I never had an issue catching an Uber or a Lyft to go back to the hotel, because, I don't know, maybe because it's not so much people. But this year, it was so much people out there. Yo, the service, most of us had no service. Or it's like you had service, then you didn't. So it was really hard to catch an Uber. But we did catch one both days, thank God. And then the other con I would say about Carnival is that I knew one person that was a part of my section, but we didn't get to jump with them, obviously, because we missed our band. But she made it on time, so her and her friend were cool. And they went with Ramajay the whole time. And she was telling me how the same thing, Ramajay's staff was rude, and how like one of the staff members was legit trying to fight her for no reason. Like, me mugging, putting on a big scene. Like, that's so unprofessional and gross. And she wasn't doing anything. All she was doing is talking to a male staff member that was talking to her. He probably was playing with her. You know, she looked good. She in her costume. It sounded like the female staff member was a hater. Like, what are you trying to fight masqueraders for? And for no reason. I understand if you were being disrespected or touched or something like that, but it wasn't that case. Like, I know the person I'm talking about. I know her. And she's a whole mother. She's grown. She's like, she don't got time to be trying to fight nobody. She legit was just talking to a man. And that girl was trying to fight her. So clearly, I don't know, maybe her and man has something going on, but you trying to fight masqueraders, that's corny. Very ghetto, very tacky, and to me, that's not giving Ramajay at all. So Ramajay, check your staff members. And yeah, that's just my constructive criticism. I know some of the carnival band members or section leaders or whatever is going to be stink if they ever do come across this or hear about it. But I'm not putting nobody on blast. I just need y'all to really get it together and get your customer service in order. As far as Miami, Miami was nice. It was really nice. It wasn't overcrowded at all. It was actually less crowded to me. I feel like everybody that was at Carnival probably stayed like in Fort Lauderdale or somewhere, because Miami Beach itself was not crowded to me. But it was a good amount of people. It just wasn't crowded like how Carnival was this year. So it was cool. The beach was beautiful. The water was beautiful. It's definitely cleared up after the whole C word has happened. What else? The weather was amazing. I think there was only 2 days where I was like disgustingly hot. And then the food was great as usual. I'll probably do another video about where to go in Miami or where to eat in Miami, because I feel like this video is already going on a long time, longer than I wanted. So that'll probably be my next video. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see. And what else? Oh, Ocean Drive was really quiet. That was the most quiet I've ever seen Ocean Drive in my life. They basically blocked it off so nobody could drive down there, which to me is kind of corny, because that's part of the Ocean Drive experience, to see the celebrities or, you know, even the regular folks and their rentals, their renties. You know, they got their little Maybach or whatever they have, and they driving down showing off their nice car. Like, I like looking at cool cars and things like that, or running into celebrities. So it was different as far as that. Other than that, it was real calm and peaceful. I liked it. I did also see a lot of homeless people this year. I don't know what that's about, but I wasn't here for it. I also saw a down low. Not here for that either. If you gay, be gay all loud and proud. Don't be no down low. But yeah, that was random, but yeah, it is what it is. That was one of my experiences. My phone broke down there. I had to get a whole new phone. So corny. And that's it pretty much, guys. That's my Miami Carnival 2021 experience. So yes, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. I really do. I just don't say it to say it. I really appreciate it. And like I said, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a friend, to tell a friend. www.throwitinthebag.net. Don't forget to check out my other site, www.thefashionplugnyc.com. I have authentic jewelry. I have clothes. I have 3D mink lashes. I have it all, baby. I'm Nipsey Jr., okay? The female version of Nipsey Hussle, like whatever you want to call it. I'm here to grind and to do some things and make something of myself. And if you don't like it, kiss my black ass. And that's it, guys. Next time, stay blessed.